Hi everyone. I really want to talk to you today about this whole idea of projections and how we're constantly projecting our thoughts, how we're feeling onto the things outside of us. So, I'm going to share a little personal story with you. Is that for many years, I've always had money was always a challenge. It was always a struggle. It was always a problem in my life. And I've done like so much work around money, like money courses and money tapping and money stories, and really trying to heal the problem or this wound that I have with money. And in my journal, what really came through is also because I feel like this has a lot to do with the fact that I'm really heavily studying A Course in Miracles currently again, which is always so nourishing for my soul. It really makes me feel so connected to myself, to God, to a higher power. It's just such a great course on mind training and healing our mind. And one of the lessons, I think, is, I don't know which lesson it is, but it's the lesson is um, these thoughts do not mean anything. And another lesson is that I have given everything the meaning it has for me. Another lesson is that my thoughts are meaningless, or these thoughts are meaningless. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking about money, and I was like praying. And another lesson is, this book is so good. The course is so good. Another lesson is I'm determined to see things differently. And I remember I was just praying and I was saying, I'm determined to see money differently. I'm determined to see money differently. I am determined to see money differently over and over again. And then this thought occurred to me was that what I have done, if we can take this post-it, and this post-it with this dollar sign represents money. What I have done is I have taken everything that I think about money, that I feel about money, all my thoughts, all my feelings, and I have projected it onto money. So I projected it onto money. So then when I look at money, what I see is all my own shit being reflected back to me. And I realized that if I were to take all my projections that I have put upon money and I just kind of move them to the side, what would this be then? And I realized that this would be neutral. It would be just energy. It's energy. The piece of paper or the numbers that we notice in our bank account is just energy, because it has some kind of matter to it. There's atoms moving around. It's just energy. It's just neutral. But then when I put all my projections based on my ideas of lack, based on my thoughts of limiting thoughts and scarcity thoughts, when I put all that onto it, then that's how I experience it. And then when I remove that, then I just experience for what it is, which is just energy, which is just, honestly, it's just nothing. It has meaning because we as a society, collective society, have given it meaning. And so I thought that was such a profound way to look at it, because then whenever those negative, limiting, scarcity, lack-based thoughts that come up, which are just projections of the ego mind, because the ego loves to project and spirit just knows what something is, whereas ego has to project. So the ego loves to project fear-based thoughts onto something. And so that's what I did for so many years, was project fear-based thoughts onto this thing called money. So then when I would see money, or I would touch it or look at it, I would just see my own fear-based thoughts and projections being reflected back to me. So when I just moved them to the side and said, if I just let go of all these projections, let go of all these fear-based thoughts, limiting beliefs, lack, scarcity that I'm projecting onto money, what is left? Nothing. It's just simply energy, And in that moment, I was like, oh, wow, this is a lot easier than I'm making it out to be. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. So now, whenever I have any fear-based, limiting, lacking, scarcity-based thoughts around money, this is what I say to myself. These ego-based thoughts about money are meaningless. These ego-based thoughts about money are meaningless. And then I don't have to project these meaningless ego-based thoughts onto money, because if I continue to project onto money these thoughts, and that is the experience I'm going to have of money. And so now money can just be whatever it is. It could just be this neutral source. It could be this neutral entity. It could be this just neutral thing in my life that I don't have to get so affected by. It doesn't have to be a problem anymore because I've corrected the problem in my mind, because the problem isn't out here. The problem is in my thinking. And when I heal what I think, then I can change how I perceive something. And so that has been so powerful and transformative for me. And then to take it a step further is to also realize is that only loving thoughts are real. So there's two thought systems according to A Course in Miracles. There is the ego thought system and there is the spirit thought system. The ego thought system is based in fear, and the spirit thought system is based in love. So when I stop projecting the fear-based thought system onto money, then I see money for what it is, which is just a neutral thing. It's just energy. Then I can ask myself, okay, well, how do I then want to experience money, which is through the love-based thought system, which is rooted in abundance, in truth, and light, and love. And then that is then what I can see money as, perceive money as, is just an extension of the ever-present, eternal abundance, the truth of the universe, because only loving thoughts are real. So what's real is meaningful, and what's not real, which is the ego thought system, fear, is meaningless. I hope that makes sense. Hope I explained that well. And as I continue to ground this more into my energy, and I continue to integrate more into this, I'm going to create a course on this, because nothing that I have taken in regards to money has helped me heal my money story, but really thinking it and approaching it from this perspective has been so monumental and such a shift for me in how I'm experiencing money now. All right, I hope this video serves you. Share your comments below, because I always love hearing from you and I love reading your comments. And I will see you in my next video. Stay open, beloved.